Hey friends, picture this in your mind. Every year after Chinese New Year, millions of regular working people in China pack their bags and head back to big factory areas like the Pearl River Delta or the Yangtze River Delta and other huge cities. They go to screw bolts in plants, carry bricks at building sites, or work late in restaurants, shops, and delivery spots. Train stations should be full of people ready to start fresh. But in spring 2026, something strange is happening. It is not that nobody is going to the cities. A lot of people go to the cities, then turn right around and head home. This is not a normal after-holiday move. It feels like a big group leaving because they could not find jobs. The last time the rush back to work turned into a rush home was at the start of the 2020 virus outbreak. Back then, people blamed the sickness, lockdowns, and blocked roads. Today, the thing pushing workers home early is not a virus. It is fewer job chances, lower pay, factories not starting up, higher costs to live in cities, and a whole setup that is getting harder for normal workers. To put it simply, this wave of going home is not because people suddenly feel lazy or do not want to try hard. It is not lying flat like some easy choice. It is because they tried in the cities, looked around, and realized they could not keep going. On March 8th, videos on the internet showed lots of farm workers who went to Shanghai for jobs but could not find any. They got on trains to go back. The man filming laughed sadly and said, "Look, these are the first people going home for the 2027 New Year." A lot of them, people in the comments wrote, "They are back so early. Don't scare me, I am still on the train." One person said it straight, "This is not going home for New Year. This is going home to lie flat." The video maker replied, "Yes, no choice. Jobs outside are too hard to find now." That same day, a blogger named A Cheng put up a video saying Guangzhou has almost no high-paid jobs at the start of the year. Many people cannot hold on and are going home. A young girl made a video too. She came to Guangzhou after New Year to look for work, stayed in a hotel for a week, still no job, money almost gone, so she wants to go home. Someone else wrote, "Regular workers, first group unemployed in 2026. The first group of workers in 2026 started going home. Many friends around me cannot find jobs. They cannot keep pushing, so they pack up and head home." These words seem like quick complaints on social media, but because they are small pieces, they feel real. They are not big numbers from reports. They are what happens when regular workers get pushed back bit by real life. Take little Chen from Guizhou. Right after the 5th day of the new year, he took his young child to Jinhua in Zhejiang. More than 2 weeks passed and he still had no good job. He said it plain, "Factories are not busy now. When they hire, it is only 16 yuan per hour. Pay is really low, mostly by the hour. No piecework anymore." Think about that. He is not refusing to work. The plants just have no work. And even when there is a spot, the hourly pay is too low to cover city living costs. The old feeling that come and you can earn money is disappearing fast. In Wenzhou, Zhejiang, some shoe factories are slow to open after New Year. Many outside workers find no jobs and have to go home. Comments say, "A car worker with 20 years of experience is unemployed. Too many factories closed last year. Business is bad this year. Hard to find a steady plant." This is not just one area or one type of job. The old Chinese way of using factories, building, and service jobs to take in millions of workers is breaking down. On the surface, job fairs, labor markets, and worker agents are still there. Factory gates still have "We are hiring" signs. But what workers really see is lower pay, shorter hours, not enough orders, and shaky jobs. The problem is not only no job to find. Even if people stay in the city, they slide into a second hard spot. Even if they take any work, they may not be able to feed themselves. In Shenzhen, worker Little Lin and 2 friends have been there 2 weeks with no jobs. During the day, they go everywhere for interviews or any-day work. At night, they pick up bottles to sell. This picture hurts more than the rush home itself. It shows many people do not leave the city the minute they have no regular job. They push themselves to the edge first. Look for work all day, pick trash at night. Stay 1 more day if they can. Gamble 1 more week. Then comes the 3rd hard spot. Not just hard to find work, but even the basic place to sleep is gone. Mr. Chen, a water and electricity worker from Anhui countryside who worked many years in Shanghai, says work has been less and less, pay keeps dropping, money comes and goes. To save on rent, last year he spent 700 yuan on a used 3-wheel cart and lives inside it. He saves at least 10,000 to 20,000 yuan a year on rent. He says, "The cart is 2 meters long and 1.2 meters wide, enough for 1 person to sleep. Put on insulation cotton, a blanket, and an electric blanket. It stays warm. Solar panel makes power." This is not some city success story. It is a long-time worker being pushed to the edge by tough life. Mr. Wang from Hubei has done odd jobs in Shanghai for years. He and friends live in an old empty basement. They fixed it up a bit into a home with bedrooms and a kitchen. In winter, they wash at public bathhouses. In summer, they wash at public toilets. He says, no rent for this empty basement. Most people are scared to live here. 4 of us odd job guys stay. 1 delivers food. We charge phones with solar during the day. Water is hard, so we get it from nearby neighborhoods. Then there is little Liu in Chengdu. She works as an accountant in a company. That should be a clean office job, but her pay is only 3,000 or 4,000 yuan a month. She has an old mom and grandma to help with money and doctor visits. She cannot even pay 800 yuan rent, so the landlord kicked her out. Now she sleeps in hallways or parks. She says, it got cold these days and it is raining. I stay in a park pavilion. It is a bit chilly. To be honest, I am scared. After seeing this, we understand many workers are not going home because the countryside suddenly looks great. They go home because staying in the city is almost like sleeping on the street. The so-called go home to lie flat is sometimes just a bitter joke about another tough spot. But wait, can they really lie flat when they get home? Not really. Many young people who went back say it clear. Going home only cuts rent, food, and living costs for a short time. Others say they try to start small businesses like growing crops or raising animals, but most lose money. Hard to earn in the countryside too. A 35-year-old man named Mr. Wang from Shaanxi who went home put the hard both ways feeling into words. He worked outside for over 10 years. In 2024, he lost his job in Beijing and did odd jobs. Finally, he could not hold on and went home. But at home, he only has a few small fields, enough for basic food. At the same time, country health insurance goes up every year. This year, it is 400 yuan per person, and he already feels he cannot afford it. He says, in this place, everything is about connections. To wash dishes or do any job in the local coal mine, you need friends in high places. That makes the truth clear. In cities, no jobs and cannot live. In the countryside, no businesses and no future. Stay in the city, may be unemployed, no pay, sleep on street, go home. Just trade one hard life for another. But the scarier part is, even if some people bite their teeth and stay to keep working, the trouble does not end. For many, the nightmare starts after they find a job. Because today, the problem for workers is not just finding work. It is that even after finding work, they may not get paid. And if they try to ask for their money, they may get blocked. On March 6th, a Weibo account, Li Yuchen, posted that a young worker in Taihei County, Jiangxi, was owed wages and wanted to complain to the labor office. The factory boss called him right away and threatened, if you dare complain, I will put your ID info in the local worker group so you can never find work here again. The boss said straight out, I will blacklist you. Don't talk to me about national rules. That line shows the real rules that exist in many places but are rarely said out loud. What decides if you can keep working is often not the labor law, not courts, not official steps. It is the boss, the agents, the worker chat groups, and local connections. A hidden but strong local system. If you are quiet, easy to manage, and cause no trouble, you still have a chance. If you ask for pay, complain, or mention national rules, you get labeled a troublemaker and cannot find work in that county, that industry, or that worker circle. Even stranger, this is not just wild growth. In some places, it is half open and almost like an official system. In 2020, a court in Nantaihu New Area, Huzhou Zhejiang, worked with labor watch groups and made the country's first list of strange labor rights people. One rule for the list was, if you file 5 or more cases at the same office in 3 years. The next year, Jiaxing copied it and added, ask for project money 3 times or more in 1 year as unpaid wages. The 2 places even planned to share the lists. So in some areas, the person who owes money is not called strange. The person who asks for money too often is called strange. Unpaid wages get ignored. Asking for pay becomes the problem and gets treated like something unstable. Put all this together and you get the real life of many workers today. Hard to find jobs, pay gets lower, rent is high, living costs squeeze you. Stay in big cities and you may end up on the street. Finally get a job and you may not get paid. Try to protect your rights and you fear a blacklist. Go home and people may call you staying in the village. Every step a normal person takes to survive can get renamed as something that needs watching, fixing, or pressing down. That is exactly why, back in November 2025, China's Agriculture Office talked about stop big groups from coming home or staying home. It caused a lot of questions and jokes online. This point matters a lot. It shows the spring 2026 rush home did not just pop up suddenly. The early signs were already there in November 2025. At that time, places like Guangzhou and Kunshan, full of factories, already had reports of workers going home early. The government started to watch going home or staying home very closely. So the 2026 wave is not a one-time story. It is part of a long slide downward. The government called it 2 keeps and 1 stop. Keep the number of poor people who work in cities steady, keep their pay steady, and stop job loss from causing big groups to fall back into poverty. This shows the leaders are nervous. On one side, they know cities cannot take in that many workers anymore. On the other side, they worry that lots of young, strong people going back to villages and staying there for a long time will create pressure for local control and social peace. The idea is simple. China has almost 300 million farm workers. About 180 million work across provinces. In the past, these people were pulled into factories, building sites, delivery, restaurants, and service jobs. They were spread out in every city and every job. But when the economy slows, housing shrinks, factories close, and orders drop, millions of workers get pushed out of cities. If they come back to villages in big groups, the countryside does not become a safe place for jobs. It can become a place where feelings build up, fights grow, and group trouble starts. Unemployed people in cities are spread out alone. But back in villages, they are in a place where everyone knows everyone. News spreads fast. Feelings catch fire easily. The people who keep order are fewer. A group of young people who saw the world, lost their jobs, lost their money, and have no way out. If they sit around villages with nothing to do, what will happen? That is what really worries the Chinese leaders. So after that, 2 keeps and 1 stop meeting, local villages moved fast. One net person posted a video. He quit his city job, went home, and in less than a month, the village leader called and told him not to stay home. Go out and find work fast. That is why net comments are so sharp and direct. Cannot find a job? Call it flexible work. Lose your job and go home? Call it staying in the village. Nobody cares about kids left behind in villages, but they sure watch people who come home. These few lines almost sum up the crazy truth today. At the bottom, this is not just a job problem. It is how the system treats bottom-level workers. Finding work feels like luck. Asking for pay feels like taking a risk. Going home, something that should be basic freedom, can get you labeled staying in the village and put under watch. We do not know what will happen to the thousands and thousands of workers after they go home this time. Under all this pressure, how long can they keep holding on? Welcome to share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us for more deep looks. See you next time.